So you get to the appointment. I want you to write this down. For sale by owners have problems. They just don't know they have them. They don't know they have them. They don't think they have any problems. Again, when you talk to a FSBO, they got it all figured out. I got it. I got it. No. I don't need you. I got it. I've done it before. I have an attorney. Whatever it is you say, they got it. So they don't think they have problems, but they do have. And I'm going to give you a list of problems, and I want you to write them down. Number one, limited exposure. That's problem number one. Problem number two, they're dealing with unqualified buyers. Number three, they're dealing with bargain hunters. Number four, no negotiating skills. They think they do, but they don't. Number five, liability, legal liability. Write it like that, legal liability. And the last one is safety and security. Fun fact, before I got into real estate, I was a FSBO. Me, right here. Actually, being a FSBO is one of the reasons why I ended up getting a real estate license. It wasn't really to sell homes and have a career. It was just like, my house is not selling. What should I do? Pay an agent to list it? No, I was broke. I had no money. My house was worth $120,000 and I needed to save as much money as I could. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of listing my house, I'm going to go get myself a real estate license so I can list it myself. That's how cheap things were. That's how cheap I was like back then. Anyway, best thing I ever did, right? But when I think about the last one, I'm going to go back to the beginning in a minute with these problems. When I think about safety and security and think that I was a for sale by owner, like I literally was out of my mind. Can you imagine a complete stranger knocking on your door? You open the door, stranger, you've never seen this person before. And they say, oh, I'd like to come in and take a tour through your house. What? Like, I let him in? Like, who? Like, I have no idea what I was thinking, okay? Like, anyway, safety and security, man. Okay, so let's look at, when you look at this list of problems, do these problems cost them money? I know Antonia is shaking her head. Yes. What about everybody else? Do these problems cost them money?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yes, for sure. See, how do you convince somebody of something you don't believe in? So when I ask this question and only a few of you go, yes, I'm like, I'm really worried about it, okay? Because like, wait, your job in this for sale by owner appointment is, without making them wrong, you got to help them understand they have problems. But if you don't think that they have problems that cost them money, how are you going to be able to convince them of that? You won't, okay? You won't. So, do these problems cost them money? Yes. Can you solve these problems for them? Yeah. That's it. That's how you benefit them financially, by being the solution to the problems that cost them money. That's it. Yay! That's it. We're done. That was easy. You got it? Makes sense? Are they excited, Lisa?
Yeah, they're excited. I told them to be quiet, but they're excited.
Sure, I'm excited, but I need more. Okay, so let me give you a little bit more. Limited exposure. According to NAR in 2020, the average for sale by owner that sold their house in the United States sold for 24% less than the agent assisted sales. Let's say your commission is 6%. The average for sale by owner in 2020, in one of the hottest real estate sellers market this country has seen, sold for 24% less. Take 20% minus your commission. They could end up on average with, what is that, 18% more by hiring you than selling themselves. That's just the beginning. Limited exposure. In 2020, of all the homes that were sold in the United States, NAR, they have access to all of this, okay? They study homes and prices, they publish reports, and you have access to them because you're a member of NAR, because you're a member of your local board. So go to nar.org, whatever it is, realtors.org, check it out, okay? Log into your NAR account and you have access to the profile of buyers and sellers. So in 2020, of all the real estate sales in the country, only 8% were for sale by, or didn't have an agent. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that 92% of buyers last year chose to buy with an agent. They didn't choose to buy FSBO. Are you all getting this? Okay. Why is this so relevant? Because we're talking about limited exposure. As a for sale by owner, it doesn't matter what you do to let people know that you have this house for sale, okay? You're only attracting 8% of the buyers on the market as a FSBO, okay? And we know this is a elementary law of economics. More demand equals more money. I don't care what you're selling, product, service, more demand equals more money. That's what happens in an auction. If you have one bidder on an item on an auction, you get one price. If you have multiple bidders, that causes the price to go up. More demand equals more money. So how is a for sale by owner who only exposes their home to 8% of the buyers on the market, how are they going to sell this house for top market price? They won't. Okay. Now, this is a big mindset issue for real estate agents because I've been coaching agents for 15 years, so I know. So they say things to me like, well, but I don't, the market is so hot and there's so little inventory, and this FSBO is like well priced. I actually don't think that I could sell it for more than they could than what they're asking, and I think they would be able to get this price. Okay, then don't call them. Okay, don't. Just go do something else. Because you're not going to be able to convince somebody. Like, you got to convince yourself first. You got to understand the stuff. You got to study it. You got to understand it. It's got to be logical to you, because otherwise it's like you're wasting your time. What are you calling FSBOs for? Until they get tired of what they're doing. One of my clients that knows how to have this conversation is going to call before you and take the listing, and you're going to be wasting your time. Okay? Because I'm going to go preview FSBOs. Okay. Like, what is that going to do for you? You want a listing, or you want to drive around wasting your time? I'm a little passionate about this. So how are they going to sell it for top market price, exposing their house to 8% of the buyers? And again, why only 8%? Because 92% are working with agents. Why are they working with agents? Because buyers don't pay a real estate commission. Sellers do. Who pays the buyer's agent commission? Is it the buyer? No. It's the seller. So what's going to motivate a buyer to pass up all the free services of a licensed, professional, experienced real estate agent and go directly to a FSBO? Explain this to me. They got to drive around. They got to find the FSBO. They got to deal with this seller that has no common sense. They got to do all of this for what exactly? What's their motivation? Why do some buyers buy directly from a FSBO? Save money. Bargain hunters, they're looking for a deal. Investors, notorious because they know that they can talk this FSBO down on the price and get a great deal. every time, every time. Now, are there exceptions to the rule? Sure, there might be an exception. There might be a FSBO that's like, yo, I don't know, they got really lucky. Yeah. Do you make decisions, business decisions, based on exceptions? So you're going to hold on to that exception, like that one FSBO out of hundreds or thousands in your market that, they were able to get a price that made no sense. It was super great. Okay, that's it. I don't believe this. I'm not calling FSBOs because the one exception. Come on. Okay. Unqualified buyers. I'm going to just talk about this and then we're going to wrap this up. Unqualified buyers. That is the biggest challenge that real estate agents have in their business. It's getting inquiries from buyers. I get a sign call. I get somebody online that saw my name, saw something, this and that, and they call me and say, "Oh, you have this house and I want to see it." The biggest challenge you have with buyers is separating the lookers from the ones that are ready, willing, and able. The biggest waste of time, well, I don't know if it's the biggest. Maybe the biggest is just doing stuff online and wasting time on your computer and social media. But right up there, biggest waste of time and frustration for real estate agents is driving buyers around and showing them endless homes, and then they don't buy anything. Biggest waste of time and frustration. Some of you know that. So I want you to, according to NAR, only 4% of all the buyers that reach out to you, they walk in open houses, they call on signs, they find you online, only 4% are ready, willing, and able, which means that 96% are not. They want to see the house right now. They want you to drop everything you're doing and go show them this house, but they're not ready, willing, and able. They may say they are. They even get upset if you ask them if they're talk to a mortgage broker because they want to see it right now. And if you don't get in your car and drive there, they're going to call somebody else. Think about that. You don't get paid for showing houses. So now imagine FSBOs say, well, I'm getting a lot of activity. Yeah, good for you. What percentage of the activity, the calls they're getting, are actually ready, willing, and able to buy the house right now? And we know it's only 4% overall. But out of that 4% is from the total buyers that are ready, willing, and able. 92% of that, they're working with agents. So what percentage of buyers that reach out to a FSBO are actually ready, willing, and able?